Great. So what we would like to do next is actually grab this part of the query and use it in our query. Now, the thing to understand here is there's actually a trick. Everything that you see over here, these column names, come from the name of the column. I can actually change them and they will go as is to the SQL. Let me show you. I'm going to go over to our code and I'm going to say orders.orderID.name plus equals slash star this is cool star slash. Oh, yeah, just put the semicolon in the right place. Let's run this and profile. I'm going to turn the profiler on. Going to run the report. And when we review the profile, we can see here that the SQL statement has this is cool in it, because it's the actual name that gets sent to the database. And we can use that to our advantage. We can actually put here anything. There's no limit in size. You just need to be aware that you are taking a bit more control on what's going on. So let's see what we can do with that. First, let's take the vHasOrderDetail, which is currently a local column, and associate it with the orders entity. So I'll start by deleting what I've done before, so we'll be at our starting point. So we want to add this column to this entity, so it will be part of the select statement. So let's do that. I'm going to take this column and say orders.columns.add vHasOrderDetails. By adding it to the columns collection of the orders entity, I'm actually including it in our SQL. So let's run it. And we're getting an error. Invalid column name vHasOrderDetails. And that's correct because there's no such column in the database. But we can see here that the SQL statement that was generated includes the names that we've just included. Great. So let's put in it what we actually wanted. So let's say here vHasOrderDetails.name equal @ and quotes. This means that we can use multi-line as the string. Go back to our SQL statement, copy this, paste it here, and run our code again. And we can see now that it runs, which is cool. And we can see in the profiler that we've now generated in this query the select statement, including the isNows that we wanted before. Great. This means that we can completely remove the relation. We don't need it anymore. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's delete the relation. And let's delete every reference to order detail because we don't need those anymore. So I'm going to delete this. And when I'll build, I'll get a couple of errors about the columns that were added to the columns collections of order detail, which we don't need anymore. So we're going to take those out as well. Run this code again. Let's see the profiler. And we can see now, where previously we had 1 and 830 select statements, we just have 1. So it goes and gets the entire data, including our little inner select to check if the rows exist. And we can see that the total amount, the total times it took went from 2.3 to 1.8, which means 25% improvement just by making this little simple change to our code. So let's review the actual change that we've done. Lucky for us, we're using source control and are loving every moment of it. So let's see. We removed the order details entity because we don't need her anymore. We removed the relation because we don't need it anymore. And this is the trick, the main trick. We've added the local column to the columns array of the orders entity, and we made its name the inner select that we wanted to do. Later down, we removed also the columns from the order details entity, which we didn't need anymore. And that's it. That's the basics of using inner select. Now we're going to improve on that a bit more in the next set of videos, but the idea here is if you need to get a single value from a secondary table, and whether if something exists or any kind of value, this is a great way to do it. It will run extremely fast and improve your code. See you in the next video.